Hey Tackle Warehouse fans, Jake here with this week's episode of What's New at TW. We are now into October, getting some cooler temps now. Hopefully the fish are starting to bite, and we've got some excellent stuff to talk about for you today. Got some really cool TW exclusive products. The first one is one that we're really pumped about. This is the new Daiwa DXB series of rods that is a Tackle Warehouse exclusive series of rods. Really cool. I'm super stoked that Daiwa gives us the opportunity to do something like this and create a really cool series of rods at a phenomenal price point. So this series of rods, it goes back a long time. So we're doing kind of an in-depth video with our general manager, Joey, one of our buyers, Jeff. They were actually the guys kind of behind this series of rods from when it started about over a decade ago when I first started. The very first Daiwa DXB series rods just came out. I still have one today, and there's been a couple iterations since then. And they're going to kind of go over all the actions and kind of where they've landed today on the new rods that are coming out. So there's 4 rods in the series. So there's this one. This is the bottom contact special. It's a 7.5. There's a frog rod and 2 reaction bait rods. So they got the HVS carbon blanks on there. Crazy lightweight. Got that sweet Daiwa reel seat on there. Full cork handle, which we've always been big fans of. A little bit longer handle lengths than most of the other rods out there. And then they got these nice keepers on there. We're always kind of sticklers about the keeper systems on the rods. But man, a great series of rods. If you're just looking for a set that you can do so many different applications with, you can get a bunch of these rods. You can outfit a boat with a bunch of these models. This one in particular, I actually got to test the prototype, the very first prototype sample on it. There was no graphics, nothing on it, just a plain blank rod. And this 7.5, probably my favorite in the series, the bottom contact special, just because it's so versatile. I mean, there's so many things you can do with it. If you're throwing jigs, if you're throwing small swim baits like your 4 to 6 inch like high-tech style swim baits. I've thrown spinner baits on it. You can throw buzz baits with it. I mean, there's a million things you can do with this rod. But like I said, we're gonna have a more in-depth video with kind of the guys who were kind of behind the design of these series of rods. But super stoked, new Tackle Warehouse exclusive series of rods. All right, next up from Abu Garcia. So 2 new reels to add to the Revo lineup. So saw both of these at ICAST this year, and we just got them into stock. So the new Revo Premier. Revo Premier is the highest end reel in the Revo lineup. And throughout all the Tackle Warehouse Pro staffers, RTW pros that are sponsored by Abu Garcia, this is their workhorse reel. So guys like Justin Lucas, John Cox, you're gonna see these things loaded up on the deck of their boat. And this is the reel that they're using for most applications. It's a high performance reel, but also just gets the job done, super durable. And it has a wide range of versatility. So it does have a deep spool, so you can load it up with 17, 20-pound line and throw baits that are bigger application baits. But if you want to back it, well, put some braid backing on there or something, and maybe put 10, 12-pound line on it and run small crankbaits with it, you can absolutely do that as well. It has a phenomenal braking system that you can adjust and get this thing to work really good with small baits and heavy baits, no matter what. And it's backed by that Revo drag system in there, that carbon, I think it's the carbon matrix drag system, which is 20 pounds of drag, which you're never going to top that thing out in a bass fishing application. And then some of the other things they have on here, it's a full aluminum body and side plate, so crazy strong. And then my favorite feature actually is this handle on here. So I saw this come out on the Rocket, I believe 1 or 2 years ago. And that giant carbon straight handle just has so much power on it, and then these oversized knobs. So if you want to compare it to like the BFS reel that we're about to talk about next, that knob is nearly double the size. So easy to grab onto and just gives you way more leverage, and it's super comfortable to crank on. So if you're looking for a new reel from Abu Garcia, new Revo Premier, check it out. And then if you're looking for something for bait finesse fishing, they have the new BFS Revo. Again, a phenomenal reel in the Revo lineup from Abu Garcia, and it's got that crazy shallow spool. It only holds, maybe about 50, 60 yards, I believe, of 6 or 8 pound line. So it doesn't hold that much line, but that's what it's made for, is those ultra light bait applications. And in this reel, same with the Premier, there's a 10+1 bearing system, so super smooth, But on the new BFS reel, they've engineered an entirely new braking system that is made for those super lightweight lures and crazy easy to adjust. So it just has external dial. So super easy to, if you need to manipulate the spool and make a fine-tuned adjustment for different size lures, especially with the bait finesse stuff. I mean, a 32nd of an ounce makes a huge difference. So really cool reel. And one thing we want to talk about too is that some of the guys in our office are doing a test with a bunch of the bait finesse series reels. And we're going to have an article coming out pretty shortly with all the results. I believe we tested 10 or 12 different BFS reels. And some of the results were super interesting. You know, we tested them with different line types, different size lures, and we're going to share those results with you in the near future so you can take a dive into bait finesse reels. Okay, the next one up, one of the craziest looking lures I've seen in a long time, the Ray Japan double header. So when I saw this bait, this is one that, you know, it's going to stop most of the people in our office, stop them in their tracks, and we're going to be like, what is that thing? So this bait is obviously really unique. So it's a double prop bait with a joint in the middle. And when I first saw this bait, I thought it would fish more like a glide bait and have, you know, a real wide side-to-side action. But watching some of the underwater footage, when you reel this bait on a straight retrieve, it's got a really subtle action. So it doesn't go real wide side-to-side, even like some of the multi-jointed hard swim baits out there. So it's a really subtle action that just stays really tight. But then you have the addition of those props on it. Some really cool colors, but you can also add some rod snaps or some, you know, reel handle cranks on there just to twitch it. If you want to twitch it and snap it, it actually does walk side to side. It has a really cool action. 2 sticky sharp Teflon coated hooks on there. And like I said, phenomenal paint jobs and just some incredible detailing on them. And in the package, it does come with a spare tail. So something unique. When you're running it on a straight retrieve, it kind of runs just below the surface. And obviously, if you want to weight it, you know, you can get it to go down a little bit farther. But for sure, something that many bass have never seen that you probably want to try out. That's one that just kind of intrigues me a little bit and kind of curious to try it out. So up next from our buddies over at Pro Point Lures, our friend Roger is a local lure maker. He runs Pro Point Lures, and he was cool enough to make us a couple custom colors in his machete minnow, which is an awesome vibrating jig trailer if you haven't tried it yet already. We got it in multiple sizes, and we actually have a couple more colors on the way. They're just not here yet. So the first run of new TW exclusive colors we got here is the Sun Gill. Then we have just a regular old black and blue flake. That's one that we all wanted. Then you have Sexy Shad color. This one a little bit darker, a little brighter, a little more chartreuse in it. It's more like a chartreuse and blue. And then we have the Mystery Meat, which is more of your crawfish style color. And then last up, my favorite of the whole bunch, the Color Shift. So kind of a purple top and kind of a ghost iridescent green bottom on it. Really cool colors there from Pro Point Lures. And then the next one he's got here is the new Axe Minnow. So kind of taking that machete minnow body, kind of the profile of it, slimmed it down and kind of added a few things. So one, it's got that bill added to it up there on the front. And then instead of that fork tail, you got that small little kicker tail on the back. And this is really made for all the jig head minnow fishermen out there. And if you're using forward-facing sonar, you're looking for a bait that you want to run on a jig head that's got a lot of side-to-side rolling action. That tail, you know, really tight kicking action, but then that bill in the front really helps increase that side-to-side rolling action if you're looking for a new minnow bait. All right, a couple of frogs here from Nories, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the names because I'll mess it up. So this first frog from Nories is the poppin' frog, and this thing, you know, crazy look to it. You know, looks like a shrimp or crawfish or something like that, but got that large poppin' mouth on it, and then a single tail, and it's really, really long. And what's cool about this frog is not only is it going to pop, spray a lot of water, but because of that elongated body, it actually walks really, really well. But you know, really made for popping and getting into heavy cover and getting a popper in those places that you can't get like a treble hook popper and getting that action and that spray and that noise. And the next one, this is the one that I'm actually really intrigued by. Is this frog, I believe it's a 73 or 76 size, and it's got a single tail on it, but the body is a lot more narrow than most of your hollow body frogs out there. And then it's got these weird cups kind of molded into the side, but this bait is really designed to walk and glide. And because of the design of it and the weighting of it and the way the body's shaped up there, the walking action is supposed to be insane and crazy how effortless it walks side to side and really rivals the action of a hard ABS style plastic topwater walking bait, which everyone knows how effective, like a head and spook is. You're going to get an action just like that, and with that little bit longer body. It's almost like a spook junior size, and it's going to walk side to side, but you're going to be able to get it in grass and weeds and all kinds of nasty stuff. So I'm super interested to try this one out. I always like seeing kind of something different in the hollow body frog market, and that one is one that I'm going to pick up for sure. All right, from Berkley, whole bunch of stuff from Berkley. The first one here is the unrigged coal shad. So the coal shad's been a phenomenal bait, been out for a couple years. This one, the unrigged version. So this one just came out at ICAST as well, and we're stoked, got these in. I prefer this style most of the time over the treble hook body, just because there's not many times when I'm specifically only in a fish open water and not ever run my bait next to a tree or a stick or rocks or something like that where it's going to get snagged up. So I prefer to have that screw lock weedless style hook on most of my soft plastic swim baits of this size. So if you're looking for that, it's got that same design, that honeycomb tail on there, made from power bait. It's got that great scent. I'm sure the guys in the studio love it when we pull all the power bait stuff out. So if you're looking for the model that doesn't have the hook on it, you can run it into the cover, into the grass and stuff like that, unrigged coal shad. A couple more finesse baits here. So this first gulp, this gulp bait is the dragon tail worm. Now, we're not taking it out because we would make a complete mess with all the liquids and stuff. We don't want to ruin the table here. The video guys would be quite upset with me. But this is kind of like your Ned style worm. So it's like a 3.5 inch bait, straight tail, got some really cool colors, but it's in that gulp liquid that just produces bites. If you've never used it, you need to try it out, especially smallmouth anglers up north. The fish up there love this stuff. And so now you got like a Ned style worm in that gulp formula. And then in the Gulp Alive series, in these little jars, another thing I can't really open here, but hopefully we'll get a good shot of them. So we got these little tadpoles, and then we had the stonefly. And I'm super pumped to try these out for crappie fishing and even kind of some high mountain stream fishing for trout. Just little baits that, panfish are gonna love to eat, that you can add to the arsenal, and then they're in that Gulp Alive liquid in there. And then another creature bait, I think it's the trilobite in the regular power bait formula, but again, a small little tiny creature bait, gonna be deadly on crappie, panfish, walleye. Could probably even use this stuff ice fishing here coming up soon. The head on this one is actually beefed up a little bit, so it's really made to hold on those small jig heads and really hold it in place. So a bunch of cool panfish stuff from Berkley that we're stoked to add to the arsenal. From Big Drip Outdoors, we got this new Loadstone. So when I saw the images, I was like, are we carrying cell phone covers now? And what this is it's actually an HD magnet. So it does have an adhesion backing on the side, but you can place these anywhere. Place them in your boat, in your garage, wherever you're just trying to keep stuff handy. So, anything metallic that's gonna stick to a magnet. These are great. I believe they have like 40 pounds of holding power. So great to put in your boat, keep your pliers, if you're going through different jig heads, crankbaits, anything like that, and keep stuff secure and attached to the magnet. Really cool, just accessory to kind of keep stuff organized, whether it's on boat, kayak, garage, wherever you're trying to keep stuff. And last up, we got the new swim bait bag from Savage Gear. This is another one that I saw at ICAST, and I've been waiting for these to come in. So if you're a swim bait angler like me, you probably have a mess in your garage, and you've probably drilled holes in, old file cabinets and plastic containers trying to store all your swim baits, because large swim baits are one of the hardest things to store in bass fishing. But Savage Gear just came out with this really cool bag system. So you can buy this entire bag kit just like this, and it comes with everything inside of it. So it's got all these bags that are kind of loaded up on the inside of it. But we also have just these bags individually. So if you want these smaller bags, but it's really cool, this big accessory kit, it comes with all these different size bags in here. Got small ones for your like 4, 5, 6 inch baits, The larger size bags for your, containers for like your big glide baits. It's even got, containers, this size, but like line and reels. And then it's got an even bigger container down here on the bottom. And then up around the edge, it's got these little holes on this system around the outside, so you can actually hang baits in there as well. So just a really cool option, just something really specifically dedicated for swim bait angling and storage, which is not a lot out there on the market. And stoked that Savage Gear put one together. They got a little organizer up here on the top. Everything's fully waterproof. The zippers are nylon, so they won't rust. Just a great, well thought out storage system there by Savage Gear. That's gonna wrap up today's episode of What's New at Tackle. For more information or purchase any products seen here today, click shop the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.